the dark. I feel so alive, still remembering what I want, but it ends with you. Candlelight has gone out. Some will win and some will lose. Nothing much else to say. Thought I was searching for something. Door has closed, not a sound. Take a look as I am now. Still I smile and don't speak. Will you please slow down? Slow down.
Holy shit. After 3 months away, we are back with Formula 1. Today, we have the Bahrain Grand Prix. We're going to start in 10 minutes. We have the race. Oh, it's a very exciting time of the year, isn't it? The very first race. It's what we're all here for. I will quickly run through the grid. I'll also give some predictions, and we'll go from there. Wait, they've got like a trap remix of Eye of the Tiger playing. That's cold. Fly Past performed by the... Oh. So, let's take a look at the starting grid for today's race. We have Verstappen P1, Leclerc P2, Russell P3, Sainz P4, Perez P5, Alonso P6, Norris P7, Piastri P8. 9 is Hamilton and Hülkenberg in 10. So, I'm looking out for Perez because I'm wearing a Red Bull shirt and I've got 4 posters of him. Now, what is interesting is that the Red Bulls are the only cars in the top 5 or like top whatever, like top 10, that have a fresh set of soft tyres. So, you know, they're going to be quite quick on the soft compound. I don't actually know when we get to see what tyres everyone is on. Let's get the live timing up. Load, 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 load. Cheers. 57 laps of just probably Verstappen winning everything, but that ain't the point. Right, so, yeah, we can't actually see what tyres the drivers are on right now, but just keep in mind, Red Bull have a fresh set of softs, both Red Bulls. Everyone else doesn't. The actual strategy is, it's going to be a 2-stopper, guaranteed, and it's probably going to be like a soft, hard, soft, medium, that kind of thing. There is probably going to be 2 sets of softs used for today. Okay, let's go then. We have now 10 minutes until we begin. I think Verstappen is gonna win because, yeah, that's what he does. He got pole by 2/10, which means that Red Bull is fast, and apparently they're even faster in the race. I'm actually going to say a Sergio Perez P2, because although starting P5, he made a mistake in turn 1, which he admitted himself. That is just me saying that. He actually said that himself. And if... Oh, why Spider-Man at the Bahrain International Circuit? What the fuck is he doing? Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I think Perez said that he made a mistake in turn 1, and if he didn't make that mistake, he would have been easily P2, about a 10th behind Verstappen, so obviously he is quick. And obviously with the new soft tyres as well, who knows? But I think we are going to see a potential 3-team fight, or even a 4-team fight for the top 3 or 4, because we've got the obviously the Red Bulls, who are the quickest. We've got the Ferraris, who are really fast. Well, I say Mercedes, basically Russell is quite fast. Alonso is fast. The McLarens are quite quick. Like, the top 10, apart from Hulkenberg, could probably all compete for a top 4 or 5, so I think it's going to be very, very fucking close. Like, we're going to see, you know, apart from Verstappen leading by 20 seconds by lap 4, I think everyone else behind is going to be very, very close for the majority of the race. Or I'm just completely wrong, because of course this is the first race of the year, so we can actually get a true look at where cars are. What I can say is that the Alpines are definitely finishing last, and I am so happy about that, because I despise the French, I really do. So seeing 2 French drivers in a French team being the worst, and seeing a team like Haas doing well is just so good. It's one of the best feelings in the world. Alright, we still don't have any tyre information, but as soon as I get that, I will let you know what we're starting on. I'm going to assume, I'm going to think that drivers like Perez and Hamilton, who are like quite far down to where they think they should be, Hamilton being top 5, Perez being top 2, they're going to go for quite aggressive strategies, and then someone like Leclerc and Russell, probably a bit, let's be honest, they're not fighting for a win because Verstappen's clear, but we're behind. I don't know though, I could be chatting shit because I know nothing. Because if I did, I'd be there at Bahrain doing the strategy for one of the teams, but I'm not. I'm sat here in a rundown house from the 1800s with poor internet, telling you about it. So there we go, we move. Can't believe they're showing adverts 5 minutes before a Grand Prix. That is egregious. That has to be illegal, surely. Just showing a fucking roll of adverts before a race. That just shouldn't be a thing.
Potential of your car, but be mindful of...
Shut up, prick. Unfortunately, I can't get text like on the screen. If you watched my F2 sprint race live stream yesterday, I had like a bit of text in the corner that just said like what lap it is. Unfortunately, I can't do that because for some reason when I make a text layer on Streamlabs OBS, it turns into this weird vertical text that isn't even text. So unfortunately, I don't think I can't quite get the laps, like a lap counter. I can try, but yeah, like, it's like right now, I'll go create a text layer, I create it, I select add a new source, call it like lap, whatever, and then it's just this vertical black box, like there's not even any text there. So it's a bit of a shame that's happening, so I can't bring you a lap counter, which is very fucking cringe. But there we go, we just have to live with that. I mean, if you want to know what lap it is, just ask and I'll say it. Oh fuck, I've dropped water everywhere, well, not water, bottles. I should also point out, very quickly, that I'm not just a Formula 1 fan, I'm a very heavy West Ham United fan. And they are playing in 5 minutes, so if you hear me, like, cry or scream in excitement, it's because they've scored and I'm looking at the scores, okay? Just keep that in mind. Yeah, I don't know why this is happening with the text, like, why? Outline, background color, gradient, vertical. When I click the vertical, the text goes horizontal. Wait, what if I click read from file? Wait, can I choose, like... Hang on. Wait. This could be fucking genius here. Hang about. Let me cook. Okay, you have to ignore it, so it's low quality. I can't do anything about that. But we have a lap counter. I don't know why it's so small, but we do have a lap counter. Let's go. Oh wait, I fixed it. There we go! Yes! I fucking sorted it. Let's go. Yeah, look at that. World fucking class. Right, so we're looking at the starting grid. We have T-minus 2 minutes until the very first Grand Prix of the year gets under fucking way. And we're going to be here chilling for the next hour and a half-ish. There we go. Wait, Perez has one top 4 start in 18 races. That is, that is poor. No, that's very poor, actually. I know he's bad, but that's egregious. What a massive spot on my ass. It's killing me. And I've only just found it. Wait, so if I change the text here, does it change on here? Oh, it does. Oh, isn't that just world class? We put 01. There we go. Oh yeah, that's a 4. It's the first season in Formula 1 history where there's not a single driver change. Wait, DRS is available after the first lap now. I thought it was 2. Wait, they changed it to 1. Wait, so they do 1 lap, whiz about, DRS. Alright, actually, I think that's a good change. It is funny, I feel like with these watch-alongs, I feel like people click on the stream, and probably loads of other streams, thinking that I'm actually streaming the race, like, live. Without actually considering to themselves, is that illegal? I do actually know a website where you can watch it on a little bit of a scummy. I'm obviously not going to say it, but I do know one. I do have insights. It is officially 3 PM BST and the formation lap is underway for the very first time in 2024. So we do finally have some starting tyres. We have Verstappen, Leclerc, Russell, Sainz, Perez, Alonso, Norris, Piastri, Hamilton all start. So the top 9 are all on used soft tyres. Hulkenberg in 10th, all the way down to Gasly and P20 are all on new, except Ricciardo, who is on used. Okay, so pretty much, yeah, 10 cars on new, 10 cars on old. Although you say old, it's literally one lap. Like, it's one lap and they scrub it. There's the predicted strategy. Like I said, soft, hard, soft, or soft, hard, hard. 2024 marks the 20th anniversary of the Bahrain Grand Prix, the first venue in the region to host F1. Wow. Wait, 20th? I don't think it is. Didn't they only start racing here in 2014? That ain't 20th, that's 10th, mate. Alright. Fastest pit stop of the 2023 season? Why does that mean anything? We know it's McLaren with a 1.8. I don't even know how the fuck they do that. That's like fucking supernatural. Previous winners: Verstappen, Leclerc, Hamilton, 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 Hamilton. Alright, there you go. Leclerc being the odd one out there because you got a 7-time world champion, and then Charles Leclerc, and then a 3-time world champion. God, Leclerc needs to win a championship sooner or later. Alright, we're now lining up for the grid, although only Verstappen and Leclerc have turned up. Russell is like 20 seconds behind. Verstappen looking to get a fucking move on. He probably just wants to go home and play FIFA already. He's bored. He knows he's about to win by 20 seconds. So he's literally just going to finish the race by a minute. He's going to wave the checkered flag on everyone else. And then he's going to go home for a cup of coffee, play some FIFA. Some pro clubs with Team Redline or something. I want to see how the RBs get on as well. Oh, actually, that's a good point. I want to see Nico Hulkenberg's tyre deck. Because apparently they fixed it. Because obviously last year, they'd qualify well. And then the Haas's rear tyres would just fall to pieces after 6 laps. And they'd drop to last by lap 10. So it's good. It's going to be good to see if they've actually fixed that. As is Ferrari, because they've had bad tyre deck. Leclerc got the car a little bit over there. So is Verstappen. They're sort of facing each other. We still have half the grid lining up. Verstappen's already there. Bro's trying to get a fucking move on. He's bored. And here we go. The final cars of the Alpines, aka the fire trucks, are lining up in about 5 seconds. Hurry up, Gasly. Fucking hell. Jesus wept. Here we go then. The random mystery man who we don't know waves the green flag. And David Croft drops his world famous line. Verstappen gets a good start. He keeps P1. Perez all the way up to P3 already. Perez keeping nice and clean. Lance Stroll spun round. Lance Stroll has spun round. I don't know if that was through him doing that. Probably. He's a bit of a shit driver. One of the stakes goes off the track as well. Wait, since when did the safety car follow them? I don't remember them doing that. So Verstappen leads with Verstappen, Russell, Perez right up fucking Russell's ass. Alonso's gained a place, I think. Lando's fighting with his teammate. My stream's gone off! You can't do that! I'm busy! Oh, for fuck's sake! You know, we're going on. We're carrying on. Norris getting up. Okay, we have a yellow flag, sector 1. Hulkenberg has front wing damage. That is such a shame. Sergio Perez, he's getting a fucking move on today. Verstappen clearing. Leclerc quite close as well, but Verstappen has already almost got a... wait, how's Verstappen got the fastest lap? Okay, they've removed it. Fair enough. So we've got Hulkenberg and Stroll at the back of the grid. Bottas has dropped to the back of the grid. Ricciardo's dropped down places. Tsunoda's gained places. And the top 9 are all the same, apart from Perez getting past Carlos Sainz. So Verstappen already a second ahead of Charles Leclerc. The DRS is already available on lap 2. That's actually a really good change. And here we go. Piastri's still looking for a move on his teammate. Daniel Ricciardo goes for a move on Ricciardo. I got that wrong. I meant to say Sargent goes for a move on Ricciardo. Sargent is still going for it on Ricciardo. Can't quite get it done. No, Sargent does get it done. Sargent gets past Ricciardo. Okay. Sargent's cooking up something foul. Like I said in practice, Sargent was running front-running pace in practice. Of course, there's way more to it than just lap time. There's fuel and tyres. That ain't the point. Sargent's quick. So the top 9 is still unchanged. Most of the field is unchanged, to be fair. I feel bad for Bottas. I don't know what happened to him. He went across the gravel in turn 1, but, like, I don't know why, because there was no one around him. So he might have just lost it. I'm not too sure. Hulkenberg also. Hulkenberg's now pitted. He's on the hard tyres. He's dropped out. Perez is out of Sainz's DRS, and he's in George Russell's. So Perez could potentially be going for a move to get up to P3. Wait, how's Russell still got DRS? Oh, he's got it on Leclerc. Oh, you prick. Race control, turn 1. Oh, hang on. Lando Norris down the inside of Alonso. Piastri trying to get past Alonso as well. Can't get it done. As George Russell round the outside of Charles Leclerc. And George Russell was up to P2. Leclerc fucked that up. Leclerc had a massive amount of oversteer out turn whatever the fuck. The Ferrari is struggling. Sainz is also struggling. Leclerc now locks up. Charles Leclerc is having an absolute stinker as Max Verstappen sets the fastest lap and already has a 2-second lead. I might be wearing a Red Bull shirt. I might have a Max Verstappen poster there. I've got a Max Verstappen poster there. I've got 2 signed Red Bull shirts behind me. I've got a Max Verstappen poster over there. And I've got 2 Sergio Perez posters there. But no. Can we have someone else win? So we currently have a 3-way fight for P2 between Russell, Leclerc, and Perez. Perez is falling back a little bit. Sainz is actually catching considerably. And then we have quite a large gap to the McLarens and the Mercedes and the Astons. Russell actually catching Verstappen by about 0.03 of a second. So is it even a fucking point worth mentioning? Probably not. Magnussen trying to get a move on Albon. Can't get that done. So here's the race start. I want to see Perez because he had a really good one. Oh, it's such a shame. He probably could have got past Russell as well because he's ahead of Russell going into turn 1. But then Leclerc fucked it up and it forced Perez to stop. Oh, wait, I didn't look at Stroll. I want to see what happened. Oh, here we go. We're getting on board from Lance Stroll. So he's off the start. Already ahead of the Haas of Hulkenberg. Trying to go wheel-to-wheel with Tsunoda. Goes down the inside. Fine. Oh, he loses it on the curb. Let's see. Did he get whacked in the back or did he just lose the car? Oh, he did. Hulkenberg just drove into the back of Stroll. No. Hulkenberg, what we doing, mate? I thought you're old enough to have that much experience to not do that. Here's Bottas, also with a very good start. Although it didn't end well, so let's see what happens. So Hulkenberg's going to go into Stroll. And then he can't move. It's just unlucky. And here's where he go on the gravel. And now we can see that massive Charles Leclerc lockup from Perez's point of view. Back into the actual live action, though, we still have Russell, Leclerc, and Perez and Sainz in a four-way scrap for the top four, apart from Verstappen, who's now got a 4-second lead. McLaren's looking strong. Alonso stuck in P8, struggling. Hamilton very close behind. Leclerc says track limits for Russell. Ooh. Norris already has 2 track limit warnings, which ain't ideal. Need Russell to sort of drop Leclerc so that Perez can get Leclerc and then Sainz can get Leclerc and then Perez can get Russell. That's what we need, as Verstappen extending his lead by another half a second. We already know what's happening. Piastri down the inside of Alonso. This is just cringe. Like, we've got 4 cars next. So this is the problem, is that in like F2, this doesn't happen. There would be an overtake by now. But because it's F1 and there's a DRS train, this happens. Like, we've got 4 cars all next to each other, within half a second of each other, but no one can make a move because of the DRS train. And McLaren tell Norris they are going plan B. Whatever that entails, I don't know. Oh, wait. Oh, fuck. I'm an idiot. I forgot the fucking lap counter. What an idiot. My bad. Sainz says he has more pace than the guys in front. This changes nothing because you're still in 5th. Like, what? What's that supposed to mean? Like, was just gonna ask Perez to get out the way. Bro! Wait! Sergio Perez! Sergio Perez gets past Charles Leclerc and is up into P3, but he's outside of Russell's DRS. I think Perez is going to get re-overtaken here because he's not in Russell's DRS. Perez, you need to get out the slipstream. Get out the slipstream. Get out the slipstream. Get out the slipstream. Well done. Fucking hell, bro. Bro took way too long to get out the slipstream. Get out the slipstream. Well done, bro. This guy is so, like, lost. As Kevin Magnussen gets past Zhou Guanyu. And we can see what happened that actually let Perez get by. So, Leclerc goes into the corner. He goes in, lock up, goes wide. Perez with a better exit. Perez clear. There you go. So, Leclerc just having a second lockup. Wow. He needs to retire, like, now, because he's shit. And Sainz just isn't struggling at all. I wouldn't be surprised if Sainz now tries to make his way. Now, Perez needs to try and get within Russell's DRS, because if Perez can't do that, which he currently isn't, Russell's quicker, Leclerc just will get by. That just will happen. Russell is not pulling away from Sergio Perez. That it's the same. Also, keep in mind, the Red Bulls have a fresh set of softs that they can deploy whenever they fucking want. Alonso struggling to keep in Piastri's DRS. Hamilton only 6/10 back. Sainz looking for a move on his teammate. Sainz with a big lock-up. No, that was Sainz that locked up. Wonder if Ferrari are going to swap the cars because Leclerc is struggling really fucking bad. As he goes off the track, Leclerc gets a track limit warning because that was off the track. Even I saw that and I'm half blind. Do you know what I mean? So Leclerc now outside of Perez's DRS. Perez only a 10th away from being in Russell's DRS. Oh no, Leclerc does have it. Verstappen now with a 7-second lead on lap 9. It is literally a second a lap. Yeah, that's how much he's pulling away by. It's actually egregious. Croft talking about a potential Ferrari switch. They should do that, to be fair. Did Norris just open his DRS? For like a split second? I think he might have. He getting a bit cheeky. He's trying to get that extra 0.3 of a kilometre. As Lewis Hamilton to the inside of Fernando Alonso gets that move done. That's also a thing you see in F1. As Zhou Guanyu and Lance Stroll come into the pitch, that is one thing that you see in F1 compared to F2, which is what I was watching earlier, is that no one fights. Like, you never see... Like, for example, Hamilton just goes down the inside. Alonso doesn't fight it because they're more focused on strategy rather than actual racing. Perez. Oh! Sargent off! Sargent, mechanical DNF. Oh, don't say retiree. That's such a cringe word. I think Logan Sargent has a mechanical fault, which is a big shame because he was doing really, really well. And I think his car's dead. Perez is now in Russell's DRS and outside of Leclerc's. Perez is now outside of Russell's DRS. Fuck's sake. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Perez is 14 milliseconds. Wait, no. Sargent has got his car going again, so he is going to carry on. But he's now way back in last. So, is there even a point? You might as well save the engine. Carlos Sainz down the inside of Charles Leclerc. That's brave. He pushes his teammate off. And Sainz goes through. Sainz in P4, Leclerc P5. Sainz pushing his teammate off as Esteban Ocon in P14 comes into the pits. Perez gaining on Russell at a rate of knots. He's now only 6/10 between them. And what can Sainz do now that he's cleared his teammate? Verstappen now has a 9-second lead. It is still, like I said, it's 1 second a lap that he's gaining. Perez going really wide into the entry of that corner. He's really trying to get every individual thousandth of a second that he can get. That's the fucking F1 esports maneuver. That's a yarn I want miss special. So Leclerc really struggling around the final corner, and that just invited Sainz to just go for a fucking dive bomb like Ricciardo in his prime. And then they got very, very close. Ferrari are out in the pit lane, and we are seeing George Russell come into the pits. Leclerc's in the pits, and Sargent is in the pits. So Russell and Leclerc both onto the hard tyre. Oh no. Yeah. So will we see Perez as Zhou Guanyu is trying to... No, Bottas is trying to get a move on fucking Russell. He's trying to get that done. That'd be quite funny. So is the Red Bull and both Red Bulls going to do a double stack? Or, well, they're going to keep Verstappen out a lap longer? Because... Are they going to bring Perez in? Let's see. Will Verstappen come into the pits? Looking at... Wait, is Perez in? No, Perez stays out. So does, like, the top 11. They all stay out. Let me quickly... I need to look at the football scores real quick. Hang on. I haven't been looking. Okay. Oh, no. No. Perez is in the pits. Hamilton also in the pits, as is Gasly and Piastri. Perez comes out right behind Russell. And Leclerc is very fucking close as well. So I assume like the top 7 are probably going to pit this lap as Charles Leclerc with another big lockup. Charles Leclerc is having the worst race of his life. He's locked up in that same corner 4 times. Russell getting held up by Danny Rick. Go on, Ricciardo. Pop the fuck off. As Norris, who is only 5 seconds off Sainz, which ain't awful, is going to come into the pits now as well. Russell going for a move on Daniel Ricciardo. He is going to get by. Ricciardo fights him though. So Lando comes in. Perez gets ahead of Ricciardo. Ricciardo comes in. Perez with DRS, Russell with DRS, Leclerc hanging in there. Perez very close to Russell. Norris comes out. He's going to come out ahead of his teammate, but only by a couple seconds. Perez going for the move on George Russell. Can he get close enough? He tries to go for it. Russell goes wide. Perez goes wide. Wheel to wheel. And Perez gets ahead of Russell. My fucking goat. We fucking love that. So Perez now virtually up into P2. We can see this move get done. Russell brakes too late, goes wide. Perez almost loses the car on the exit, but does keep it in. Sainz is now coming into the pit lane. Verstappen still isn't, as Perez is now clear of Russell's DRS and he is going to move. So I think Perez should get out ahead of Sainz, as Tsunoda also comes into the pits and Perez sets the fastest lap. Albon is into the podium. Sainz loses out to his teammate Charles Leclerc. So Sainz stayed out for way too fucking long. Hamilton's saying on the radio he's only got 1% battery left. And of course the battery gives you 160 horsepower. And he's got none, so he's fucked. Albon holding up Perez here, which ain't ideal. So Leclerc is within a second of Russell, and Sainz is within a second of Leclerc. And then we've got 5 seconds back to Norris in P8, and then Piastri. Hamilton really struggling. Alonso coming into the pits. He is currently P2. He's going to come in and probably come out behind Perez, but very strong stint by Alonso. He probably will come out like P7, and Albon also comes into the pit lane. So Alonso, Albon in the pits together, and they stay together. Alonso drops down to 8th. It's going to be P9. P9 for Alonso. P10 for Alonso. P14 for Alex Albon. And Sargent is still in this race. Only the fact that he's a whole minute behind Gasly in 19th. And must I say, Zhou Guanyu is currently P9. That is pretty ridiculous, if you ask me. Okay, we are on lap 16, so we're not even a quarter of the way through yet. But no, we are. Sainz goes for a move on Leclerc. Doesn't get that down. He ain't got the bollocks. He hasn't got the balls. Now, of course, with Sainz, he needs to prove this year he is better or matching Leclerc, because he needs a seat, and that seat ain't just going to pop up out of nowhere. He needs to prove that he can sit in it and drive a car reasonably well. Perez clear of Russell right now, 2.5 seconds ahead. So Perez in P2 comfortably. And then we have Russell holding off Leclerc. So is Sainz trying to... Sainz goes for a dive bomb on Leclerc. That is world class. That is such a good overtake. Sainz, from miles back, literally miles, comes out and gets Leclerc as Verstappen is finally coming to the pits as Tsunoda in P12 overtakes Stroll and goes into P11. So Verstappen is going to come out still in P1. Alonso overtakes Guan Yu Zhou and Alonso moves up to P9. Albon gets ahead of Esteban Ocon. Ricciardo really struggling out there at the moment, all the way down in P15. And we can see this Sainz dive bomb. Oh, that's lovely. Leclerc locking up again. Verstappen comes in. Let's see this absolutely incredible pit stop speed. Let's see it. Oh, it's slow. Verstappen with a 2.9 seconds slow, about half a second slower than you'd ideally want. He's still going to come out way ahead of Perez. Leclerc says the car is fully going to the right when braking. Like this, I cannot fight, it's dangerous. And his engineer says, we are checking. Sainz now attacking Russell. Tries a switchback. I don't think Russell's having problems. I think the Ferrari's just quicker in general. Oh, actually, no, I'm lying. Russell has an overheating power unit. Sainz round the outside, and Sainz moves up to P3. And something went on the onboard camera of Sainz's car, probably from the back of Russell's car, but yeah, that just blurred up the entire camera and fucked it. Norris and Piastri are still well in there. The field spread really isn't that bad because we have, well, so apparently Sainz and Leclerc touched wheels, and now Sainz, I mean, you can't see it on camera because my thing's in the way, but he has to hold his wheel slightly to the right to go forward. But yeah, the field spread ain't that bad. We've got 5 seconds. 2, 1, 1, 4, 2, 3, 6, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 4, 1, 1. Really not that bad, especially at the back of the field. Very, very close. Ricciardo chasing Ocon. He is almost within that second margin. Now he is. So here we see Verstappen just fucking cruising. There he goes. That's just what he does. Do you know what I mean? It's just what he does. He cruises out in front. He wins the whole lot because that's it. Putting away from Perez by about a tenth a lap, maybe 2 tenths a lap. Norris catching Leclerc by about half a second a lap. So he's cooking up something foul. Lap 18, Norris was a second faster than Charles Leclerc. Piastri also close by. Hang on, quick football check. Daniel Ricciardo, let's see. So let's see what happened here. He went a bit wide. He didn't brake enough. Oh my god, why did he go so far off? Jesus Christ. Ricciardo having a good race. I don't think Ricciardo's having a good race. He's currently P16. Meanwhile, his teammate's P11 chasing points. Apparently, I said earlier, Hamilton having battery issues, saying that he only has 1% left, saying there's a problem. According to the Mercedes team, no, he just used it all. He just actively just drained his entire power unit battery, which ain't ideal. But no one cares about JK. Who the fuck is JK? As Verstappen sets the fastest lap and goes quicker than Perez by 7/10 that lap. And sets a 1:35.1. And now Sainz, well ahead of Posh Spice George Russell and keeping taps with Sergio Perez. Only 2.5 seconds back. Leclerc also now chasing Russell. Norris still catching, Piastri catching, and then it sort of lays off a little bit. We only have one car on the entire grid in DRS, which is Danny Rick with Esteban Ocon. What's my phone's battery? Oh, it's 9. Oh, fuck. We see Nico Hulkenberg in the pits. I think they're doing a test session. As I didn't even realise, but Daniel Ricciardo actually got the move done on Esteban Ocon, and he moves up to P15. Let's see this move. Ricciardo down the straight with DRS, dives down the inside, gets involved, comes out the other side happy and clean, and that is a nice overtake. Bottas currently really struggling as well. He's 4 seconds behind Ocon, and Gasly is in the DRS. Meanwhile, his teammate Guan Yu Zhou is in P10 with Tsunoda very close behind in P11, and also Stroll and Magnussen and Albon. Gasly just on the radio every 10 seconds saying the car's bad, it doesn't turn, there's no traction. Like, he is not having a good time in that Alpine.
I've been up for 3 nights. My eyes are bloodshot red. Damn, I want to see the sunshine. It's getting to my...
Norris catched Leclerc by another second. The gap between Leclerc and Norris is now only 2.8 seconds. But Leclerc is still very much hang on. Perez saying on the radio to his engineer, I can't hear what you're saying, mate. You need to shout a little bit. I can't hear. Sainz catching Perez by about 0.5 a lap. But he is managing. apparently Aston aren't out of it yet, according to Aston's strategy team, saying that, like, yeah, you're slow and you're way behind, but don't worry, we'll catch up somehow. That's basically what they said. I wonder if Perez is going to do the same thing as last year and the year before, which is start the year extremely well, and then fuck it up. I mean, actually, no, to be fair, he didn't start 2022 that well. Wait, no, he did, because he DNF'd in Bahrain from a mechanical fault, won in Saudi Arabia, and then got, like, second, and then first. And then last year, he was what? Second, first, and then fell off. So is he going to do the same thing again? Leclerc still just 2 tenths away from Posh Spice George Russell's DRS. There was Verstappen. Max Verstappen now has a 10-second lead. Sainz still catching Perez by about 300ths a lap. Russell dropping back. Norris catching up. Albon chasing Magnussen with DRS. Zhou Guanyu still in the points somehow. We don't know how he's doing it, but he is doing it. Whilst his teammate Bottas is really struggling in P17. Bro just can't do it. He can't catch the shitbox that is the Alpine of France. He just can't do it. There's nothing else going on. Wait! Sargent's catching! Sargent was 1 minute and 20 seconds behind Hulkenberg. He's now only a minute behind Hulkenberg. He's doing it. Sainz catching up a little bit more now by about like a 10th. Oh, never mind. It's back up to 2.2. 2.1. 2. 2.1. 2.3. And we're about halfway through now. Hamilton says his seat is broken. The seat? How does the seat break? Is he gonna have to retire from that? Because surely you can't drive when your seat's fucked. Surely not. Can my shit stop disconnecting, please? Fuck's sake. God, Verstappen's just brilliant, isn't he? He's pushing away from Perez by about a second a lap. Probably more. It's like a 10th a corner. It's ridiculous. Let's take a look at the live timing, the F1 live timing, and just see the lap times. Yeah, Verstappen is literally a second faster than everyone else. Sainz second fastest right now. Perez third fastest. But yeah, Verstappen just, ugh. It's obscene how quick that guy is in a car. Like, whatever you fucking say about the car being built around him or anything, like, Jesus Christ. Alright, we go here. Verstappen does a 35-2, right? A 35-2. Right? Perez does a 36-3 and Sainz of the 36-3. He's literally a second faster than everyone else. Russell 36.8, Leclerc 36.8, Norris 36.5, Piastri 36.8, Hamilton 36.7. I'm gonna have to put my phone on charge, which means chat is just harder to see. Not like anyone's fucking typing anyway, but that ain't the point. Anyway, we carry on. We are now halfway through, I think. About that. Albon's steering wheel's fucked, saying that the screen just doesn't change. I can't change any settings. So, that's not ideal, is it? Here's Hamilton on his own in a replay. What's happened? He goes round. Goes wide. And just goes wide. Alright, so he went off rather than locking up his fronts. That's fair enough. That is smart. Here's Verstappen just doing Verstappen things. Stroll comes into the pit. He pitted from like 15th or 16th. He's going to come down to maybe like P19. No, P18. Stroll doing the ultimate weaving to try and warm up his tyres. Can't say that's exactly working. Okay, West Ham aren't losing. That's good. Where can I watch this? Well, depends where you're from. I mean, I'm English, so I watch it on Sky Sports. Norris still catching, but like by like nothing. It's literally like it's like Russell, Leclerc, Norris are all setting like identical lap times. It's a bit ridiculous. Yeah, it is on TV, mate. Zhou Guanyu comes in from P11. Gonna drop down to last, probably. So he is going to put on a fresh set of hard tyres for the remainder of this race. That's going to be a 28 lap stint. Comes out ahead of Lawrence. Lawrence having a stinker. Perez pulling away from Sainz by a deaky bit, by about 2-3 tenths. That's always good to see. He's also, like, not getting gapped by Verstappen as much now, so that just means that Verstappen's holding back a little bit. He's built the gap, he's just going to hang back a little bit, and the DEG is getting to a point where the cars are a lot more equilateral. Okay, so apparently I can watch F1 on Servus TV. I don't know what that is. I have no fucking clue, mate. And when I say that, Verstappen is extending his lead by half a second again. Sargent comes in the pits again and puts on the soft tyres. I believe the Williams car is doing a bit of a test session now because he's 1.5 minutes behind second to last. So, yeah, not good for Sargent at all. I feel so bad for him because he was literally doing front running pace in practice, and then through no fault of his own because his car blew up, he's now all the way in last. So Russell and Leclerc currently have the oldest tyres with 18. Verstappen has the newest with 12 out of the top like 7 or 8, which is nice. Leclerc is getting a little bit closer now. He's almost within a second of Russell here. 1.05. No. Nearly, but no. Hamilton also sticking with Lando with his fake watch actually sewn into his gloves. I'm not sure how that works. Here's a replay of Kevin Magnussen's goes. Oh, sorry. Kevin Magnussen locks up, but that's it. Yeah, great. Hulkenberg doing a classic Haas special, which is have a really good start, really good quality, and then fuck it up in the race immediately. Bottas comes into the pits. He's having a real tough time. P19 for him. And it's a really slow stop. Bottas is stuck in the pits and they've taken his new wheel off. Russell pits from P4 and he's going to come out probably P8 or P9. Bottas with a 52-second pit stop. Fucking hell. Bottas can't catch a break. So Gasly comes in, which is sort of irrelevant. Bottas now a minute behind 18th, and Sargent is 27 seconds behind him. So Bottas comes in, he stops, they take the wheel off, they put the wheel on. Poor Bottas! Poor fucking Bottas. Bad news, I don't have Service TV or ORF. Guess I can't watch F1. Unlucky! My condolences. "17-second lead Verstappen has now. Perez is gaining. Not gaining. No, he is gaining. On Sainz. As in... he's putting away from Sainz is what I'm trying to say. As Hulkenberg comes... no, Magnussen comes into the pits from P11. Didn't realise he was doing that well. And he is going to drop down to P15 or P16. Lance Stroll goes down the inside of Zhou Guanyu, and that is one of the first actual on-track overtakes that we have seen in actually fucking forever. So Stroll up to P13. Ricciardo within a second of 11th place Albon. 11th place Albon. No retirements yet. That's actually rare. Russell right up the arse of Fernando Alonso here. He's going to get past going into turn 1 because that's what he does. Norris and Hamilton both come into the pits on lap 34, which is 4 for those that don't know Spanish. Russell down the straight with DRS on Alonso. Easy overtake. How you doing, skis? Norris comes out P8. Hamilton comes out P9. Oh, for fuck's sake, Sky Sports. Oh no, Hamilton does come out 9th. I thought he might have slipped down to 10th, but no. That didn't happen. Albon having loads of issues apparently. His engine's fucked, his wheels fucked, his tyres are fucked. It's not looking good for the lad at all. Bro's having an absolute rotter. Russell already pulling away from Alonso. There's now a second and a half between them. Norris fucked up with the pit stop. Came in on lap 2 late, and the gap between him and Russell's extended. Leclerc and Piastri both come into the pits. Let's see if Norris can get ahead of Leclerc. Wait, no, I'm an idiot. Wait, no. Ignore what I said about Norris and Russell. Norris, will he get ahead of the Ferrari? Here he comes. He's coming. No. But Alonso stays ahead. Russell gets ahead. Piastri gets ahead of his teammate. Hamilton gets ahead of Piastri. Piastri's going for it. Piastri goes off and skids, and Hamilton goes through. Tsunoda's also in the pit, so Albon is now in P numero 10. Ricciardo up to 11 for Tsunoda comes into the pits.
So can we
Tsunoda comes out P15. Very, very close. Like, the field is so much closer than usual. I mean, except Verstappen. Verstappen 18 seconds ahead. Ignore him. They got 3 and then 30. So ignore, I mean, the top 3 still have to pit again. As I say that, Sainz comes in. I think Perez is staying out a bit longer, so is Verstappen, so they can put on their brand new set of soft tyres. .2 second stop for Sainz. That's actually fucking rapid. Oh, been racing for a whole hour now as Lando Norris sets the fastest lap of the race and Charles Leclerc goes down the inside of Alonso. So Charles Leclerc back up to P5. Ricciardo also now in the pits. He's probably going to come out 17th or P18, that kind of area of position. So Ricciardo comes out on the soft tyre as Norris gets all out of shape trying to get past Alonso. Norris is going for it. Down the inside goes Norris. Norris is through up into P6. As Perez now comes into the pits with a very good stop. Perez comes out on the brand new softs. 20 laps on soft tyres? Alright, is that even doable? I have no fucking idea. Albon comes into the pits from P10. So now it's just Verstappen who hasn't pitted, and here he comes. Max Verstappen comes down to the pit line. Verstappen also puts on the brand new softs with a 2.2 second stop. Albon has a 2.8 second stop. He's 15th, and Verstappen is obviously going to stay out in P1 because that's just what he does. And you can't even see Perez. He's that far ahead. You can't. There he is. So Verstappen ends the straight. Perez just started the straight. That's how far back he is. Boring. Is Piastri in the pits? Did he have a bit of a slow stop? Oh, front left, absolute stinker. Not bad, though. And that is how Hamilton got ahead, probably. We have a look at like what's going on right now rather than a replay. And wait, no, Daniel Ricciardo overtake. This is more important. Round the outside of Alex Albon. There he fucking goes. Meow. So we have Verstappen with a 17-second lead. Perez, 2-second lead over Sainz. 7 seconds back to Russell, 2 seconds back to Leclerc, 3 seconds back to Norris, 4 seconds back to Alonso, 2 seconds back to Hamilton, 3 seconds back to Piastri, and then 16 seconds back to Lawrence Stroll. But the back of the field is actually very close because, like I said, I mean, the gaps are 16, 2, 7, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, and then 16, but then 3, 7, 1, 1, 8, 1, 2, 3, and then 51 and 23. So, yeah, the bottom two, a bit far off, you could say, only a little bit. Like, they are considerably far back. Hamilton with DRS going for a move on Fernando Alonso again. And Alonso hasn't overtaken anyone this race. He's just chilling in P8 and that's all he's done. He's just chilling. Sainz is keeping taps with Perez. He's actually catching Perez. Despite Perez being on a soft tyre, Sainz on the hard tyre. Maybe Perez is just managing a bit more. Because you don't really want to waste... I think, yeah, I think, yeah, Perez has to be managing because a soft tyre ain't doing 17 laps if you're pushing that hard. Apparently, Verstappen is also going for the fastest lap of the race, and he gets it. So Ricciardo is 5 seconds back from Hülkenberg. He's going to try and catch up. Russell is losing a lot of time to fucking mouse. Right, mate? Piss off. Tosser. Anyway, Leclerc is catching Russell very, very quickly. Leclerc is only 1.4 seconds back. Very doable for the lad. As we are now on lap 40 of the opening round of the Formula 1 2027 season. Quick score update on West Ham. I know it ain't important, but I'm doing it anyway. No, okay, good, lovely. Ricciardo again, or is this Sonoda? Sonoda, Hülkenberg, or whoever that was, the Haas, braking to give himself DRS. It obviously hasn't worked. Perez has got ahead of Sainz by half a second during this lap. Bro, Verstappen's going too quick. I came out to change the lap counter. He's actively too fucking quick. Like, bro, relax. Do you know what I mean? Like, calm down a bit. Leclerc very close to DRS. Hamilton says on the radio, these guys are fast, mate. As if they were going to be slow. Is he dumb? Perez has caught Verstappen by over 2 seconds. 3 seconds now. I don't know what that's all about. Apparently Norris used his tyres quite early, so Hamilton comes back into the picture later. Leclerc now so fucking close to Russell's DRS. 1.04, 1.02. 0.9 at 1.002, 0.9, 1.05. Oh, come on, Leclerc. You need better exits. Russell's exits are super, super good. Fernando Alonso is going to come into the pits and drop to probably P11 or P12. Here he comes on lap 42. There he is. And they're going to fit a fresh set of hard tyres with 15 laps left. So Alonso's got to P11 on brand new tyres, about 5 laps newer than everyone else as Sargent comes into the pits again. And obviously, because of Sargent's problems where his car blew up, it is going to be a testing session for the poor lad. I feel so bad for him. He was doing so good in practice, got so close to Q2, and then his car just dies. You see the gap now. Oh, no, wait, no. Leclerc is in DRS range. Come on. Do it for the boys. 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 Toto Wolff looking like this. Not happy. It's Toto Wolff. Leclerc and Russell both pulling away from Norris, and Norris is pulling away from Hamilton, and Hamilton is pulling away from Piastri, and Piastri is pulling away from Lance Stroll. Everyone's just pulling away from each other. And after the second round of pit stops, everything's much further away. The gaps are now 16... 3, 9, 1, 3, 4, 4, 23, 5, 2, 2, 2, 4, 4, 5, 3, 9. So Leclerc is going to have DRS again, but Russell just has enough. Russell just... Oh! I'm so... What just happened? Size on the radio says, when do we expect the hard to be quicker than the soft? And the Ferrari engineer says, I come back to you. I think Martin Brundle also knows that Perez is saving his tyres considerably. So is Verstappen. That's why the front three are currently setting practically... Oh, apparently around this lap, the hard is faster than the soft. That isn't really accumulating as expected. Although Sainz is catching. He is starting to catch a little bit. Oh, fuck. Leclerc is still in Russell's DRS, but he just can't get close enough. He just can't fucking do it. Ah! Drop my phone now. It's all going horribly fucking wrong. Croft has had a hiccup and completely fucked up his speech. Perez pulling away from Sainz by about a tenth. They are literally setting identical lap times at the moment. Sainz 3/10 faster. No, he isn't. He's actively getting... No, he didn't. Because if he caught up by 3/10, the gap would be 2.8. But it's not. It's 3.2. So what is blood waffling about? Realistically, Leclerc getting that little bit closer to Posh Spice. But Leclerc just can't catch up enough. Going into the final corner, it's currently 7/10 at the moment. That's the closest he's been yet. Leclerc getting closer. Peru. Right. Still updates. Norris dropping back from Leclerc by a lot. Hamilton's gap to Norris is about the same. Piastri putting away from Stroll. Ricciardo is catching Tsunoda by a lot. And Sargent is 44 seconds back from P19 Valtteri Bottas. Russell goes extremely wide. Russell goes extremely wide. And now Leclerc can go. Leclerc has the inside. And Leclerc is up into P4. I love that. Oh, I've just punched my wheel. Fuck. I've hurt myself now. Fuck. Bro, Russell went like 60 meters the wrong way. And we now have 10 laps remaining. So Russell locks up, goes wide, invites Leclerc to go by. Lovely. We get an updated gap on the Carlos Sainz Sergio Perez. 3.4. It is extended once again. 3.3. Okay, I'm going to stop looking at that because I don't want to see that go down. Russell trying to get back at Leclerc. Can't quite get it done. So Leclerc has that place sorted as Russell goes wide again. Norris now catching Russell by a little bit. Hamilton at the same gap to Norris, about 4 seconds. Alonso catching Stroll a lot. He's already got past Zhou Guanyu. He could probably easily get past his teammate, and then he'll probably finish P9, which I don't really get because he was PA, and now he's P. No. It will just finish in the same place. So. So the current pecking order in race pace, according to Martin Brundle, which has good evidence, judging by how they're currently getting on, is Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren, Aston, which is about the same as it was last year. Actually, no, last year Aston was second for a while, but they're sort of fallen off a bit. But, you know, they're still if they get points, they can still get, like, 4th or even, like, 5th, maybe 4th in the Constructors, which ain't that bad, really. I mean, it is bad, but it ain't that bad. I mean, you're mid-table. You're like Crystal Palace. You always finish mid-table. That's fine. Ricciardo almost within a second of Tsunoda, and Tsunoda is very close to being within a second of Magnussen. Here comes Alonso on his teammate Lawrence. Is Lawrence just going to let him by? Here they come. And Alonso is up into P9, which is where he was in the first place. So was that whole pointless exercise of coming into the pits even worth it? Norris catching Russell extremely quickly by about 0.7 per lap. He is cooking up something foul. Hamilton also has a track limit warning. Wait, so if a track limit warning, does that mean he's got to get one more for a penalty or like a couple more for a penalty? There's a mystery piece of carbon fiber from one of the cars off the track there. I have no idea who that belongs to. Probably... I don't know. I have no idea who that mystery piece of carbon belongs to. We have 9 laps remaining. Driver of the day. Oh, who does get driver of the day? Probably just Verstappen. 20-second lead win, but maybe Sainz? I feel like Sainz will get it. Yeah. I think Sainz will get it, but I think Verstappen deserves it. Do you know what I mean? Everyone go vote now. Go vote your driver of the day. What actually is the website link? Oh my god, West Ham are losing. I'm fucking pissed. West Ham getting dominated. Who would have fucking guessed? Oh, and as I say that, West Ham have equalised. Yay! Look at that. That is fucking hilarious. It really is. Let's vote for the driver of the day. I'm actually going to vote Sergio Perez. For no apparent reason, he's just my favourite driver. So, there you go. The gap between Perez and Sainz is now 4 seconds, despite Ferrari's engineer, or Sainz's engineer, saying that about 5 laps ago is the point where the softs are slower than the hards. 5 laps later... And, yeah. Hang on, I need to type something. There we go. Sorry, right, we're back. It is now lap 51 out of 57. Leclerc, holy fucking shit! The gap between Leclerc and Russell is now 4 seconds, and Norris still catching. I don't think he's going to quite catch enough, but he is catching. as we now have a three-way battle for 12, 13, and 14 between Magnussen, Tsunoda, and Ricciardo. Here we see Hulkenberg going down the inside of one of the one of the Alpine cars. That would be Esteban Ocon. Nando, apparently, will be in striking distance of Russell in 2 laps' time. Ricciardo on the radio. I don't know what Ricciardo's just got told on the radio. I wish I could find that out, but I can't. Oh! Tsunoda and Ricciardo are doing a driver swap because Ricciardo is on the fresh soft to try and get up into P12. Is now lap 52 out of 57. Verstappen with a 20-second lead. Tsunoda getting told about a driver swap. And Tsunoda says, "Are you kidding me? Right now." So yeah, 20-second gap between Verstappen and Perez. 4 seconds back to Sainz. 12 seconds back to Leclerc. 4 seconds back to Russell. 2 seconds back to Nando Loris. Although I think now Norris's tyres are starting to fall off a little bit. As Verstappen is approaching this three-way fight between Magnussen, Tsunoda and Ricciardo. Tsunoda can't get this move done. He has to let Ricciardo go because Ricciardo could get him easily. Ricciardo on the radio says, "I don't need to say anything." That's cold. Oh, that's hilarious. Anyway, sorry, back to F1, I forgot. Right, the gap between Perez and Sainz, which is probably the main battle we're looking at right now, is still 4 seconds. The gap between Russell and Norris, now under 2 seconds. Hamilton catching Norris by half a second a lap. What are we doing about this Ricciardo-Tsunoda situation? Because now, oh, they've done the driver swap. They have done the driver swap, but they must have done something dodgy because Ricciardo is losing a stupid amount of time to Magnussen. I wonder what that's all about. Oh, they're trying to get out the way of Verstappen. Going to be an interesting scrap between Ricciardo and Tsunoda later. Because obviously Tsunoda just isn't very pleased. Oh, they've lost time because of Verstappen. Blue flag. As Sainz has caught up by half a second to Perez. I think Perez might have made a little mistake there because the gap is once again increasing. So I think this Perez might have just made a little error. Knocking. Knocking. Perez saying that he's got knocking on the rear axle. Does anyone know what that means? Knocking. Does he mean, like, genuinely knocking? Like, actually, like, knocking. Do you know what I mean? We have 3 laps remaining. 3 laps to go. Ricciardo is now within a second of K-Mag. So it looks like the driver swap might actually pay off if Ricciardo can get Magnussen. But the thing I don't really understand is that... what is the point of doing a driver swap? Because even if Ricciardo gets Magnussen, he finishes 12th, which is pointless. Like, literally, it's not only pointless, it's pointless. They don't get anything for it. Like, what is the reason? Tsunoda on the radio says he's got to speed up. Tsunoda's saying that Ricciardo's really slow, even though Ricciardo is actively faster. Sainz caught up by 0.2 this lap so far. I don't think it's going to be enough. Ricciardo within half a second of Magnussen, but oh no! Magnussen is now within a second of Zhou Guanyu, and we have 2 laps remaining. Oh, this is intense, as Ricciardo is now within 0.3 of Magnussen. Ricciardo, you need to hurry up a little bit here, mate. I don't think Ricciardo's going to get a chance. He can't overtake Magnussen. Magnussen has just got that little bit more. And Tsunoda is right up Ricciardo's ass as well. Alright, what can Ricciardo do with Kevin Magnussen? He's within half a second. That is usually quick enough to go for a move down the inside as the final lap begins. Here we go. Ricciardo, nowhere near. Ricciardo probably ain't getting Magnussen. He just ain't doing it. Perez losing half a second to Sainz, but of course it's the final lap, so I suppose it doesn't matter too much. Ricciardo goes off track. He's really giving it everything here, but he just ain't quick enough. I wonder if the RBs are going to, like, switch back position, because Magnussen, Ricciardo can't get Magnussen. Hang on, it's not over yet. Here comes Max Verstappen, though, around the penultimate corner. He's, well, there's nothing to even really say. It's just Verstappen things. It's just what he does. Around the final corner, on the final lap of this opening race. I think we know what's coming just by this race. It's going to be another dominant season by Verstappen. His 55th win, and Verstappen wins. Ricciardo probably ain't getting Magnussen. Norris ain't getting Russell. Hamilton ain't getting Norris. Did I get that right? I don't know. But what I will say is that Perez is going to pick up P2 with Sainz in P3. And then 15 seconds back is Ferrari's... sort it out! Carlos Sainz's teammate, Charles Leclerc, and that's obviously, well, you know, it's really good for Sainz. That's what you want. Sainz needs to show he can beat Leclerc, and he's done it by 15 fucking seconds. Do you know what I mean? And there we go. The opening race of the season is done. Verstappen's not even happy anymore. You can tell with his voice he's fucking bored. He goes on the radio. Simply lovely. Really good start to the year. So that's really nice. Good job. Like, he doesn't care. He's not interested. He literally doesn't give a shit. Oh, that is funny. Oh, that is just hilarious. Now we have it. So, the final finishing order for the very first race of 2024 is going to be Max Verstappen wins with a 22-second gap back to Sergio Perez. And then we have Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc, George Russell, Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, and Lance Stroll to finish off the top 10. Moving on, we then have...
Tidy job.
What's up? And then moving on to the bottom 10, we have Zhou Guanyu, Kevin Magnussen, Daniel Ricciardo, Yuki Tsunoda. They're going to be pissed. Alex Albon, Nico Hulkenberg, Esteban Ocon, Pierre Gasly finishes last, and I suppose it is last because Bottas finishes 50 seconds back from Gasly and Sargent 35 seconds back from Bottas because they were actually like probably just testing and stuff like that. But what we actually haven't seen is a single retirement during this race, so that's really fucking cool. Right, I am absolutely starving, so I'm going to head off here, but what an, you know, I mean, I suppose that race was, I mean, by F1 standards in the recent years, that was actually quite good. You know, we had a constant battle for the podium, we had a constant battle for P5, 4 cars all fighting for P2 early on. I mean, you ignore Verstappen, it's actually quite a dominant, quite a good race. So let's see. So, the next Grand Prix, the next race weekend is going to be next week. As we see Verstappen greeting everyone with a little cheeky high five for the lads. But yeah, so, next race weekend is next week at the same days, meaning it starts on Thursday and finishes on a Saturday. We have Practice 1 at 1:30 p.m. British time, which is 4:30 track time. And then we have Practice 2 at 5 p.m. Practice 3 on Friday at 1:30, qualifying at 5, and then the race at 5. So a bit of a late one. We can also look at F2, because of course I will be doing F2, and I'm going to announce it now, because I'm sort of ending the poll I put out. I'm also going to be doing F3. So, F2, we are going to have the same day, so next week on a Thursday at 12:55 track time, and also we're not going to actually. No, I'm not watching practice, so we'll be at quali at 6 o'clock track time, and then on Friday we have got 6:10 track time for the sprint race, and then 4:30 on Saturday next week for the feature race. And now looking at F3, we have got quali. Oh wait, no, F3 is at next week. F3 is the week after, on the 22nd of March at Melbourne, and we'll get ready to cook for that. That's all from me. Yeah, F1 Grand Prix, bosh. See you next week. There we go. No. I need food, so bye. You could actually probably put that down as the worst outro to a piece of content ever produced in the YouTube industry. I apologize for that. Jesus fucking Christ.
Unreal intertwined, and you're not listening. It is your choice to make a little mockery. It won't do.